Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the topic pressure of chapter 6, force and pressure. Now what is pressure? Pressure is the force acting perpendicularly on a unit area. So when we apply a force which is perpendicular to the surface, which makes an angle of 90 degree to the surface, that kind of force when acting on a unit area called pressure. So, pressure is the force acting perpendicularly on a unit area, on a particular area is called pressure. From definition, we can write the formula of pressure. Pressure is equal to force acting perpendicularly on a unit area. So pressure is equal to force upon area, or we can also write pressure is equal to force upon area of contact. Both are same. Pressure is denoted with capital P is equal to force is denoted with capital F upon area of contact is denoted with capital A. So we can write this formula symbolically as P is equal to F upon A. Now, what is the SI unit of pressure? SI unit of pressure can be derived from the formula. Formula is force upon area. SI unit of force is Newton, denoted with capital N, upon area. SI unit of area is meter square, denoted with m square. So SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, is also equal to Pascal, denoted with capital P small a, Pa. So we have derived SI unit of pressure from the formula that is force upon area. SI unit of force is Newton upon area is meter square. So SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square, can be called as Pascal or Pa. This SI unit Pascal is given in the honor of scientist Blaise Pascal. If we say that pressure acting on the object is 1 Pa, means 1 Pascal, then what does it mean? It means 1 Newton upon 1 meter square. Means 1 Newton force is acting on the object on an area of 1 meter square. So pressure is equal to force upon area. That force is 1 Newton upon area is 1 meter square. Then pressure is 1 Newton upon 1 meter square equal to 1 Pascal. Okay. Now you have learned that pressure is equal to force upon area. Suppose in two cases force is same, means force applied on the objects in two cases are same. So for the same force, for the constant force, pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Means what is the relationship between pressure and area? They have inverse relationship. They are inversely proportional to each other if force is same or constant in both cases or in two or more cases. So we can write for the same force, for the constant force, pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Okay, let us consider there are two cases. In both the cases, forces acted on the objects are same, constant, means same forces are acting on the objects. So for the same force, pressure is inversely proportional to the area. They have inverse proportionality, they have inverse relationship. It on area, because in both the cases forces acting on the object are same. So in that case pressure does not depend on force, because force is same in both the cases. Pressure will depend on area. And how will it depend? It will depend inversely, means both have inverse relationship. Pressure is inversely proportional to the area as per formula you can see. If area increases, pressure decreases. Area decreases, pressure increases. Means if force is applied on more area, pressure will be less. And if same force is applied on less area, pressure will be more. This I am going to explain with few examples. Try to cut an apple with a spoon. It will not be cut. Then try to cut it with a sharp knife. It will be easily cut. Why? What happened in both the cases? See, that spoon has blunt area. That spoon has blunt edge or blunt area, means that spoon has wide or broad area or more area. So force is applied on more area. When force is applied on more area, area is more, then pressure is less. So here less pressure is created on apple. That is why apple will not be cut by spoon. Now replace that spoon with a sharp knife. Knife has sharp edge. So sharp edge has less area. It means same force is applied on sharp edge, means less area. So when same force is applied on less area, pressure increases. So a high pressure is created by which apple will be easily cut with a knife. Similarly, in case of safety pin, awl pin, drawing pin, if you press any drawing pin in the drawing board, now first press its blunt end in the drawing board. What will you see? You will see that awl pin with its blunt end will not pierce the drawing board, will not insert into the drawing board. Why does this happen? I am going to tell you. See that when we press drawing pin with its blunt end, means we apply force on its blunt end. Then what happened? That blunt end has more area, wide area, broad area. So force is applied on more area. So when force is applied on more area, pressure decreases. So low pressure is created, which will not allow the drawing pin to pierce the drawing board. Now, if we press its sharp end, pointed end into the drawing board, then it will be easily pierced into the drawing board. It will be easily inserted into the drawing board. Why? Because now same force is applied on sharp end, means pointed end, less area. So when same force is applied on less area, high pressure is created. That is why due to high pressure, that drawing pin will pierce, will insert into the drawing board. Second point. If forces in both cases are different and area is same, means different forces are acting on same area in two or more cases, then pressure will not depend on area, because area is same in all the cases. It will depend on force. And how will it depend on force? it is directly proportional to the force. Means it depends on force directly. So I can write pressure is directly proportional to the force. Means both have direct dependence, direct proportionality. It means if force increases on a unit area, pressure also increases, and if force decreases on a unit area, pressure also decreases. So if you apply more force on a unit area, it will result in more pressure, and if you apply less force on a unit area, it will result in low pressure. So lastly, we can conclude that pressure depends on two factors, force and area of contact. If force in the cases are same, then pressure depends on area. And how does it depend on area? It depends on area inversely. Means both have inverse dependence, inverse proportionality. Means pressure is inversely proportional to the area if forces in the cases are same. It means if area increases, pressure decreases. Area decreases, pressure increases. Secondly, if area is same in both cases or two or more cases, then for the same area, pressure depends on force. And how does it depend on force? Pressure depends on force directly. Both have direct dependence, direct proportionality. Means pressure is directly proportional to force, which means that if force increases on a unit area, pressure also increases, and if it decreases, pressure also decreases. So these are two factors on which force depends. Okay, now there are two examples based on pressure that I am going to solve. Example 1. Calculate the pressure exerted by the 4 feet of a chair on the ground if the area of contact of one leg of the chair is 0.1 meter square and the chair and a person sitting on it together exert a force of 500 Newton on the ground. So, it is given that there is a chair having 4 legs. If area of one leg is 0.1 meter square, then area of 4 legs of chair will be 4 into 0.1 meter square, that is 0.4 meter square. On this area, chair and the person sitting over the chair together exert a force of 500 Newton. So, there is a person sitting over chair. That person and chair together exert a force of 500 Newton on the 4 legs of chair having area 0.4 meter square. Now you have to calculate pressure created here. We all know that pressure is equal to force upon area. Pressure is equal to force 500 Newton upon area 0.4 meter square. Remove decimal. After decimal there is one digit, so we will add 10 in numerator. Now we have 5000 upon 4. So divide 5000 by 4. Then we get pressure is equal to 1250 Newton per meter square. So pressure is 1250 Newton per meter square. In place of Newton per meter square we can write means Pascal. So what is the pressure created here? That is 1250 Pascal. Now moving to example 2. Calculate the area of contact between a box and the ground if the box weighs 300 Newton and exerts a pressure of 7500 Pascal on the ground. See, in this question, it is said that there is a box which is having a weight of 300 Newton. So, what is the weight of the box given here? 300 Newton. Whatever the weight of the box, the same force is applied by the box on the ground. So, force is equal to weight. And that weight is 300 Newton. So, force is 300 Newton exerted by box on the ground on a certain area. But that area is not given. This we have to calculate. If pressure created on that area is 7500 Pascal. So what is given? There is a box having a weight of 300 Newton and as per its weight, as equal to its weight, it exerts a force that is 300 Newton on a certain area which we have to find out, which creates a pressure of 7500 Pascal. So force is given, pressure is given. We have to find area. Pressure is equal to force upon area. We have force, we have pressure. Area we will calculate. In place of pressure, write 7500 is equal to, in place of force, 300 upon area we have to find. Now, transfer A from right to left. In right side, it is in denominator side. So, when it will be transferred to left side, it will come in numerator side. And 7500 in left side, it is in numerator side. When it will be transferred to left, it will be in denominator side. So, when we will cross transfer these two, denominator will become numerator and numerator will become denominator. So, we have equation A is equal to 300 upon 7500. Divide 300 by 7500. We get 0.04 meter square. So what is the area here? 0.04 meter square. So this force is acted on this area to create this pressure. Now, applications of pressure in our day-to-day life. There are various applications or uses of pressure in our day-to-day life. You must have seen that potters and laborers, porters who used to carry your luggage on their heads on railway platform, in bus depot, and laborers who do different kind of laborious work. While doing these kind of laborious work, they used to keep so many things, equipments over their heads. Doing their job perfectly without any difficulty, they used to carry a cloth with them and wrap that cloth around their heads. So they wrap that cloth around their heads so that area of the head can be increased. Now, when they will keep anything, any luggage, any heavy load on their head, that luggage will apply a force on the head, but By wrapping cloth around the head, area is increased. So force applied by luggage or any heavy load will be on large area, which will reduce the pressure, because already I told you that pressure is inversely proportional to area. So if same force is applied on more area, pressure will be decreased. So they used to wrap clothes around their heads, so the area can be increased. And when they keep any heavy luggage or heavy load over their heads, that luggage or heavy load apply force on the head, but now area is increased, so force is applied on large area. So force is applied on large area, then pressure will be decreased. So less pressure is created on their heads, which they can tolerate. Now next, you know that camel is known as ship of the desert. Why? Because camel is an animal which can easily walk on sand on desert areas. While walking, its feet do not sink into the desert areas, into the sand. But if we are asked to do the same, we cannot. Because when we walk on desert areas on sand, our feet sink into the sand and we are unable to walk on sand easily. Why? Because camels have large padded feet. So their body weight exert a force on large padded feet, means on large area. So force is applied on large area, which reduces pressure. So a less pressure is created by their feet on sand. So their feet do not sink into the sand and they easily walk on the sand. But in our case, our body weight exert a force on short unpadded feet, means on less area. So when force is applied on less area, pressure increases. So our feet create a high pressure on sand, which make our feet to sink into the sand. Now, you have observed that safety pins, drawing pins, awl pins, injection needles all have sharp pointed ends. When we press them, they pierce another object. They insert into another object. Why? See, because when we press awl pin, safety pin, drawing pin or injection needle, then we apply force on its sharp pointed end, which they have. So force is applied on sharp end, means less area, which increases pressure. So a high pressure is created. That is why they pierce, they insert into the another object. Last but not the least, you must have seen that large trucks which used to carry heavy loads have 8 tires in place of 4 tires, so that when they are loaded with heavy luggage, heavy loads, then their weight is increased. So they apply a great force due to their weight on their tires. If there are 8 tires, then area is increased. So force is applied on large area. So when force is applied on large area, pressure is decreased. So a low pressure is created on tires as well as on the road. So tires will not be damaged, will not be ruptured, will not be burst, and so as roads, they will not be damaged. But if we make that truck with 4 tires, then area will be reduced. So force is applied on less area, which increases pressure. So a high pressure is created on tires, which tires as well as road cannot withstand, cannot tolerate, and they will be damaged. So these are various applications or uses of pressure in our day-to-day life. Thank you. Have a nice day.